Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new video and another episode of my F1 2019 Career Mode here today. And this is the finale of Season 2 of my F1 2019 Career Mode. Now, if you guys have missed the last episode at Brazil, then go watch it by clicking the link in the top right hand corner of your screen. But today we arrive here at Abu Dhabi, and after spending 8,000 points in the last episode, 8,000 R&D points, we have protected all of the aerodynamic upgrades that are going to get affected by the regulation change next season, which is good news. So we are not going to lose any of the performance we have in the car as it is right now. So all we can do is add to it, which is a positive. So hopefully with the 1,400 points that we have, plus the end of season bonus, we can put on some big upgrades moving into season 3 and hopefully really improve the Williams car. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. And if you are, then drop a like straight off the bat, guys. And let's jump into this episode. As you can see here, currently we are mid-table in the R&D graph. As a couple of teams do bring some more upgrades, even to the last race of the season. We haven't improved this car since, I believe, Singapore. So it's been quite a while, but the car's held its own, you know, and we've still had the competitive package even through those races, and actually won a couple of them as well. So overall, no complaints on my end, and I look forward to pushing on into season 3. But practice, you can see currently in Abu Dhabi going pretty damn well, and we actually scored maximum points in this session. So overall, a good start to the weekend, and the car was working pretty damn well. It was very close though between myself and Pierre Gasly. Overall, he was about half a second quicker than me in pretty much any session, and I couldn't seem to find that lap time. So it could be quite close between the two of us. I tend to find a little bit of time in qualifying when it matters, so it could be quite tasty as we jump into things here. And on Saturday at the sun-setting Abu Dhabi circuit here, and we're going to kick things off with Q1. This weekend we are using 108% AI once again, like we have done in the last 5 races or so, I believe, since Japan, I believe. So yeah, overall some consistency there once again with the AI difficulty, and then we'll probably go back to 110 for Australia for the start of season 3. So yeah, let's jump into things here at qualifying. Let's see how we get on, and hopefully it's a decent session. The engine is still pretty damn new, so we've got a lot of power in that power unit, and also I'm looking forward to the session as a whole. I do enjoy Abu Dhabi. I actually don't mind the track that much, and it's overall quite consistent, especially if you've got a good setup and you feel confident around there. You can attack the racetrack. It's actually quite a rewarding circuit. So here we go then, into Q1 we go, and we're going to go for the first of 2 runs in this session, and the first one was going to be on the soft tyres, and the second one as well. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to run the mediums. We just don't have that kind of pace advantage where we can get away with the medium tyre in Q1, but we hit the track, and my first sector was actually pretty good, only a 10th down on Sebastian Vettel, and overall you're going to see a pattern emerge here where we're very good through sectors 1 and 2, and we lose legitimately, honestly, about a full second through the final sector. Is that bad? I don't know why. I could do whatever I wanted, but I was just losing so much time. You can see here I'm currently half a second down through through the second sector, and so far not too bad. But then sector 3 happens as we go for the final few corners, and you'll see now when we cross the line, you know, it wasn't a bad lap, but then we go for the final corner, we come up to the line, and you'll see we actually set a 32.9 and 1.3 off the pace. We lost 8 tenths, nearly 9 tenths in that final sector alone, and we're currently P17. So I have to go again with fresh rubber and try to improve, because we're currently in the knockout zone as we go into Q2. So here we go, getting up to speed now for the start of our lap, getting a good exit out the final corner, down towards turn 1 as the sun starts to drop here and the night sky starts to appear at Abu Dhabi. Through turn 1, very lucky to not get a validation there for running wide through turn 1. I think it's because I actually lost time. The game didn't give me an invalidation as we now go flat out through 2 and 3, down the hill towards 4 and 5. And so far, so good. You know, we are down by a fraction, but we're still a 10th off of Max Verstappen has actually set the pace now out front in the Red Bull. We found a little bit of time through the hairpin, and we're now half a 10th up as we go on to the back straight here. And I know I'm going to probably improve if I find more time into this next brake zone. There's a lot of time to find here. The AI can brake incredibly late. We need to try and brake after the 100-meter board and get it slowed down to first gear for the apex. And we actually brake a little bit early there, but still much better. And we find nearly 2 tenths there, getting a good exit on traction, and we're 2 and a bit tenths up here. So far, a better lap as we go in towards the final part and the most important part of the lap here with 2 minutes to go in Q1. We've crossed the second sector split, 3 tenths down on Verstappen, and so far it's a good lap. You know, we're not too far off the pace, but again, it's this dreaded final sector, and you will see on board there's no real mistakes from me. You know, there's not much more time I can find and not much more I can really do. Overall, I maximise it and I'll do the best I can, but you'll see here as we go into the brake zone again, no locking up, nice and tidy, and we were nearly 4.5 tenths up at one point there. You can see in just a couple of corners back, but now it's all about holding the lap together as we go through the final sector, the final few corners here. And again, no real mistakes so far in sector 3, a little bit wide there. We got lucky again with an invalidation, but we're still 3 tenths up, 4 tenths up actually, as we go to the final corner across the line, and we are going to improve to P12, but we did drop another 6 tenths of a second in sector 3 there to Max Verstappen, and not much I can do about that. We're just losing too much time through there, and you'll see, at the end of Q1. Pierre Gasly only 3/10 off the pace. Basically, Gasly is doing the pace I should be doing. So he's 3/10 off in Sector 2, and he's matching the AI through Sector 3, whereas I'm losing 6/10, and that's where the difference is in our pace. Other than that, I would be quicker than him. So we do both get through. He's in 7th, I'm in 12th, so that's good news for us. And we set a 32.5. Gasly with the 32.0 in Q1. But we now move to Q2 here, and the AI tend to go slower in Q2. I've noticed a pattern in the last couple of races where they don't go as fast, so we may have a chance. But I had a glitch, you'll see here.
Are you alright? Engine off, engine off.
My wheel locked. I had this kind of like a weird screen freeze / my wheel disconnected. So yeah, I did a flashback because my wheel wasn't responding. It just kind of locked at full lock and turned into the wall. So I did a flashback and redid this section. And you guys told me before, why do I use flashbacks? So why do I have them enabled? It's because of things like this. I do have a lot of screen freezes and glitches that happen in my game. Partly down to the game, partly down to my PC. So I sometimes have to use them, to avoid issues. And that was one of them right there. But we do end the lap 1.3 of the pace. And on used rubber, it was a pretty poor lap. So it wasn't really even a good reference. So we got again on fresh tyres. And this time, all or nothing in this lap. It's all about hooking it up, trying our best. And we're going to try and see if we get into Q2. So currently we're on a 33.2. Gasly's done a 32.0 in Q1, and that was good enough for P7. So we've got to try and aim for a 32.0, 32.1, as that's kind of the benchmark we're looking for. Sector 1, so far so good. 2 tests down on Charles Leclerc as we lock up into the left-right chicane. Quickly on the throttle, and then back on the brakes in towards the hairpin, and then quickly on the power. Nice and smoothly though, don't try and overdo it. Important to get that good traction onto the back straight. And so far, 4/10 up almost on our previous lap as we go on the back straight using overtake mode to maximise the straight line speed. And now you're looking for the 100-metre board. You want to brake just after it as you reference into the heavy brake zone, into the sort of left-right chicane, which feeds onto the back straight again. All about getting a good exit here and maximising the traction, and open up the DRS right about now and use a bit more overtake mode on the back straight. 5.5/10 up here as we go to the heavy brake zone of this next left hand. No real reference here. You want to kind of brake on field. The brake marker was a little bit far out to the right hand side, but try and aim for the 100. 4/10 down though currently. This is a good lap so far. 4/10 off for Leclerc. If we can hold that, that'd be fantastic through the final sector. And so far so good there. 7.5/10 up as we throw the car into a series of triple rights, which tighten up into this last third one here. Really important to not lock up here as you're going to run wide. And now underneath the hotel, double left-hander combo. So far, it's good. It's a good lap. 8/10 up. We're holding it together here, and 2 more corners to go. All or nothing. Trying to find the last bit of lap time as we really throw the car into the penultimate corner, and we're almost 9/10 up as we throw the car down to the final corner. Quickly on the power and across the line. Is it enough? And it is. And it's a 32.3, but it is enough to get 8th place ahead of Pierre Gasly there. And that lap was actually pretty damn good. It was actually not beaten. And we only lost 1 position to Hamilton, who actually started on mediums and then had to go to the soft tire. Other than that, nobody else behind us actually beat us. And we actually qualified Pierre Gasly, who did a 32.0 in Q1, but did a 32.4 in Q2. So very strange session there. And we've somehow got ourselves into Q3, which is not what I expected. And partly down to the AI really just not finding the pace. But in Q3, I only had 1 set of tyres left and they were fresh. The used sets were just 2 worn out, so I only had 1 fresh set as we get a bit of a screen freeze at the final corner. We are going to begin our lap now under full nighttime conditions here at Abu Dhabi. Straight away through turn 1, nice and tidy, quickly on the power out of 2 and flat out through 3, carrying the momentum, and now down the hill towards 4 and 5. It's all about getting the car slow down here and not locking up. Really attack the inside curb as the checker flag drops for qualifying, and so far it's nice and tidy. A 10th.5 off Verstappen, that's pretty damn good. Into the hairpin, quickly on the power again, smooth on traction, and wait for the DRS to become available here as you meanwhile turn the engine up into overtake on the ERS deployment. All about hitting the speed traps and maximising the top end speed as we now look for the 100-metre board once again for the heavy brake zone into the chicane, and really trying to push the limits this time as late as possible, locking up ever so slightly on the left front, but we just about got it slowed down, and then quickly on the power on the exit there, and now open up DRS one more time on the back straight as we try and carry the momentum in towards the end of Sector 2 and into the start of Sector 3. Let's see what the second sector split is, and it's currently 3 tenths down here, so this is a really strong lap from us, and our best lap of the weekend possibly as we go through the little left, right, left. Not too shabby, a little bit early on the turn in there to that left-hander, but still we're keeping it together as we now go into the triple rights once again. Flat out for the first 2 and then brake for the third one, trying to lock up if possible. I'm a little bit deep on the brakes there, just about clipped the apex. I managed to get away with it, and now underneath the hotel through the double lefts, really trying to throw the car in and maximum commitment at this point. Use all the track as we brush the wall, and now into the penultimate corner, throwing it in, making sure you don't run too wide on that exit curb, and then 1 more corner to go here. All about focusing on your exit and getting that clean traction as you run up to the line, and it is another 32.3, but this one is unfortunately not going to be competed with, and that is a more realistic representation of the lap times, as we're 6/10 off the nearest car, which is Kevin Magnussen, and that is more what I expected from the AI. And Q2, just a bit of a weird session, really, a bit of a glitch session, as the AI didn't quite set their true pace. So there, overall, there you go, that is it. Again though, worth noting, I was 3/10 down in Sector 2, and we lost 9/10 of a second in Sector 3 without making a single mistake. So I'm not convinced that's entirely down to the game. I think there is a bit of a glitch there personally. It doesn't quite add up to me, because I don't know where I'm finding 9/10 in that final sector, even if I have the most incredible car of all time. So either way, that's it for qualifying, and we are going to start the final race of the season from P10. But let's jump into the race here for round 21 for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in the middle of the desert.
Welcome to the Yas Island circuit for the finale of another thrilling Formula One season. It's been a breathtaking year, and we end it at a track that's been the scene of many glories and heartbreaks over its short history. It's time to end the season in style. It's time for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The Marina circuit is made up of 3.4 miles of track, featuring 21 corners with 2 very long straights. DRS zones going into the heavy braking zones of both Turn 8 and Turn 11 offer plenty of potential for overtaking. The circuit comes with its fair share of tricky corners as well, in particular turns 15, 16 and 17, which will certainly test a driver's braking management. Anthony Davidson, a very warm welcome to you as you join me in the commentary box for today's event. Now I want to ask you about Lewis Hamilton. What a season they've had. A well-deserved championship victory, and the pressure now surely off with the title already in the bag.
I agree, it's been a truly impressive season, but championship or no, I don't think they'll be gently cruising around to the finish line. In fact, with points no longer a concern, there's a lot less to risk, so we may even see a more aggressive approach.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Vettel, Valtteri Bottas, and Perez, Russell, Sainz, Magnussen, and Martinez, Gasly, Kvyat, Roman Grosjean, and Raikkonen, Norris, Giovinazzi, Nico Hülkenberg, and Lance Stroll, Ricciardo, and Alexander Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, so here we are then on the grid for the final time in Season 2, starting from 10th place in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Overall, a decent qualifying. Not ideal though. We are going to start in probably the worst position in the top 10 because we're starting 10th and the people behind us are going to have fresh and a free choice of tyres. So we're going to have to go forward this race. We need to try and gain some places and not be the last car on the used soft tyres preferably. So we need to try and push on and try and get a couple of higher points positions. In terms of strategy though, I've changed the original recommendation. The game wanted me to run soft, medium. I don't have a fresh set of softs left. I used them all in qualifying. So we're going to go for the mediums and go for 2 stints on that tyre, but we are going to cut the first stint short so I don't suffer with tyre wear. The objective in this race is to have 3 very strong stints and at no moment suffer with tyre wear issues. The idea is just to push flat out the entire race and hopefully really maximise their potential. So hopefully that works out. In terms of fuel, we're running the lowest possible fuel and we're still 1.1 laps over. So overall the car's very efficient on fuel, which is good news, and we can definitely push it and I'm looking forward to it. But guys, with that being said, we're going to jump into things here. Hopefully it's a decent final race and the target is just to score points, really. Maybe a top 6 finish, that'd be good. I'd happily take that. But yeah, let's see how we get on and hopefully it's a lot of fun. It's time for the finale of Season 2 for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Right, here we go then. The 5 red lights are coming on now for the final time this season. And it's lights out and away we go. Oh, good start from us there. The Red Bull in front again after a pretty poor start off the line. Pierre Gasly behind us on medium tyres as we've got the 2 guys in front here side by side, Magnussen and the Red Bull. As we go through 2 and 3, it's still Russell getting a bad start. They're still side by side though. This could get tasty as we get towards the brake zone. They're both quite early on the brakes. We're just going to sit back, look for the switchback possibly. Russell gets a bit wider. We were going to go around the outside there, but there was no room whatsoever to make a move. And they're still side by side. Magnussen doesn't have any slipstream, so we might have a chance here. Can we get past both of these guys? Look at the racing point, pull away even without a slipstream. We're gaining. Can we go down the inside into the brake zone? Late on the brakes. Got to be careful to not hit the back of Magnussen. Side by side with George Russell. He gives me just enough room as we try and go on the outside. It's a pure drag race between us and the Red Bull. Side by side here, Gasly looking for a move as well in the slipstream. We're going to hold the inside line and just take it down the inside and get past George Russell. There we go. Up to 9th, so a good start. Gasly gets past as well on the mediums. Hopefully he can have a good race here today. He's got the benefit of the tyre compound advantage, and he's opted to start on the medium tyre, so that could be good news for him. Hopefully we can have a good first stint, a short but effective 6-lap first stint. Like I said, the good thing about our strategy is that our tyres won't really have a chance to go off, so I can basically drive flat out the whole race. So hopefully that pays dividends for us and we can really attack in this race and not have to hold back at any moment, unless it's for like fuel or ERS reasons. So lap 1 draws to a close, and so far, so good in this race. Very close to Magnussen here, I'm putting the pressure on. No DRS just yet, but I think I could pass him without the DRS assistance. If we get a good exit, which we have done, we're pretty close. He has got a slipstream from the McLaren in front. He's actually pulling away. That racing point, still very good on the straights. I'm trying to have a look, but I'm pretty much wasting the air at this point, so we're going to turn down to none. I'll see if I can pick him off elsewhere. Maybe I might need DRS to get past because he's got a hell of a lot of straight line speed at the minute and I can't really match it, so we'll hold back for now and we'll go again next lap with DRS.
DRS is now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
Yep, now is when we push. That McLaren's dropping off a little bit from the cars in front and he probably won't have DRS here, so we need to catch up. I've got an opportunity here to get past a couple of cars at least. As we really close up into the brake zone here, just got to try and set up the car for the exit. Keep it nice and tidy. That's going to do it. Turn the engine up, here we go. Let's see if we've got the juice on the straight. Magnussen's going to walk past, but the McLaren doesn't have DRS and it's Carlos Sainz. We're going to hopefully get past Sainz here in the brake zone. We're going to go to the inside. Side by side here with the Spaniard. He's going to hold on the inside line there. Side by side, we're going to get the exit. I think we'll both have DRS from Magnussen, so it's going to be level playing field here. Here comes Gasly though, looking behind us. I'm going to give him the toe and he's going to try and get past. He had a look down my inside there, but I just had to go late on the brakes to keep him behind. But we're up to 8th place now, as Gasly also once again follows me through. Let's get after Magnussen and try and get past the racing point, and then we'll be up to the top 7 then, and it's a good start so far. Just the 2 racing points, Perez and P6. Oh, that's a big lock up. Luckily we get away with it. I feel like my front right is overheating a bit. Yes it is, it's overheating. I had that huge lock up that I had on the last lap is still hurting my front right, so we're just going to sit back, you know, and hold off on Magnussen at the moment. Gasly's gaining, but he's not going to be close enough here. And we'll try and pass Magnussen maybe next lap. I just want to build up some momentum again and try and cool my front right tyre off because it's really suffering. Okay, now I'm ready to challenge Magnussen here. Just had a lap to cool down, it's back under control, and I'm tucked in behind the racing point, so let's just stay nice and close, build up the momentum, and then pass him on the back straight. Hopefully Gasly can follow me through once again, because that's efficient racing from the pair of us here so far, as I open the hole, if you will, and Gasly also follows through, so that's efficient for both of us. I think there's a strong chance Gasly will finish higher than me here today with the strategy he's got, but that's fine. I just want us to score good points as a team. Here we go then, let's try and get past Magnussen. We're going to go to the outside as Magnussen covers the inside line. Do we have enough? Yes we do. Down to the apex, beautifully done. Now Magnussen will have DRS, but hopefully we can get the good exit and pull away. Taking the DRS board away with us there. I was getting a bit distracted looking at my ERS and MFD, but we do stay in front of Magnussen. And there we go, overtake done. Hopefully now Gasly can get past, and we'll keep progressing as a team. Perez up next, and those cars in front are not really pulling away that much. Their pace isn't that great, so there is a podium up the road here.
The track is clear.
Oh,
Green flag.
That was right behind us, I think. We'll find out shortly who it was. I think it's Magnussen, possibly. Yes, it is. It's Magnussen. Gasly gets past, so it must be Magnussen. It is. No VSC. I was ready to pit in there and just dive straight in, but no VSC unfortunately for us.
Window open. Let's box this lap.
Yep, we're pitting this lap. Let's have a strong in lap here. Like I said, we're not going to bother with the soft tyres because they tend to overheat quite easily, and I don't have any fresh tyres left. and the ones I do have are quite worn anyway because I did multiple runs in qualifying. So we're just going to focus on having a strong in lap and running the race in the mediums. Hopefully that's a strong race tyre. Here we go then, underneath the hotel, we're going to pit in, strong in lap, not struggling with tyres at all, which is good. Before it gets too late, we can commit to the pit lane. Nice and easy. I could go for a 1, but I just feel like stretching it too far. I feel like the 2's just more competitive, so we're just going to pit in. Like I said, we're going to commit to this aggressive strategy as Sainz behind us pits in as well in the McLaren, so he's got the same idea. We need a good stop from the boys. Hopefully it's nice and quick and we can rejoin and clean there, which we should do.
Complete, go now.
Wow, 1.796.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Now that is a pit stop. 1.796. That's the fastest stop I've ever had on any F1 game, period. Wow. We rejoin 18th, penultimate position. Clean there though. Hopefully we can switch on these medium tyres straight away and get to work. Potentially undercut the top 6 if our laps are strong enough. George Russell pits in the Red Bull, as does the Mercedes and Racing Point up the road. So we're not going to really undercut them. I was hoping to get one more lap of undercut pace, but we have gained quite a bit. Up to 17th now. Yeah, the pit lane's quite busy this lap. Let's see if we will get any more places. Also, we're starting to catch the cars that are one-stopping, so this could get interesting. Let's have a look at some places we gain in the pit lane. Up to P14, we've got Bottas leaving the pit exit on soft tyres. Interesting split strategy then from Mercedes, it seems, because Perez and Hamilton, I believe, are on mediums. Seems like all the top 6 have now pit and done their stops, and they're all stuck in their little train of cars. So Bottas won't really get to use his soft tyres that much in traffic, but we'll see how this one pans out. Could be quite interesting. One more car in the pit lane, this time it's Danica Fiat. So we will inherit P13 as we're closing up to this train of cars now, which goes all the way up to, I believe, a podium position almost. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly's out front, all by himself. I'm liking this for him. This is looking pretty good for the other Williams car. You can see on the pitch, on the back straight there on the minimap, all by himself on medium tyres. If he plays his strategy card right, he could be in a good position this race. Gasly pits in. Only 10 laps on mediums, that's quite a short stint, but seems like a lot of the medium tyre runners are going to pit in this lap anyway, so here we go, then we're going to gain a few places. Back into the top 10. I wonder if Gasly will re-jump behind me. It's going to be close between him and Russell. But I think Russell might just get him. Yeah, he does. So P8, let's try and push on here, try and catch these guys in front. Bottas battling here with Perez. There we go, the Haas of Norris pits, and that's it. Back to normal racing order here. Perez in front, trying to hunt him down. We're a little bit closer than we were in the first stint, but still not close enough. And unfortunately, the cars in front have kind of separated a bit and spread out, so no battles occurring, therefore we can't really gain much. 35.4 from Verstappen, who's just taken the lead of the race. That's an incredible pace. I'm absolutely nowhere near that, and I don't think anybody else is. I'm about 2 seconds off that, to be honest. Let's keep pushing though, pace is good. Russell isn't really catching, even though he's made progress, he's not catching by much. I think I should be able to keep him at bay. Also, Gasly's going to start putting the pressure on him soon, so hopefully those two battle away and Gasly comes out on top. That would be good news for us as Perez and Bottas resume their battle. Not a good lap there. Only 3 tenths off, but the bad news is Gasly did overtake Russell, but Russell re-overtook him, and they did it on the back straights. So basically they lost no time at all, and they just relayed each other and gained about half a second on me because of the DRS effect. So this is frustrating. It's the same reason I can't catch Perez and Bottas, because they keep on re-overtaking themselves on the back straight, so there's no time loss whatsoever. So I'm kind of, without a slipstream here, I'm kind of struggling a little bit, so I need to try and find a way to make something happen, but I'm not sure how. We're just lacking a bit of pace ultimately in this car at the minute. If Gasly does overtake me, if he gets near me, I might let him go because he's on the better strategy. He's going to be on softs in the final stint and he'll have more pace than me, so it makes sense to let him go. But that's only if he's behind me. If it's Russell, then I can't do much about that. Both guys behind me now have DRS. They've managed to catch up. Good thing is Gasly's made the move on Russell and made it stick, so if he's behind me, I might release him. But then again, I'm racing Russell for position here, so having a car between us going to the last round of pit stops could be a good thing. one more lap before the pit stops. Bottas and Verstappen pit. Verstappen leaving the pit exit now, it's going to be close, but he will rejoin behind us. I'm not going to fight Gasly here, so if hopefully he gets near me on the back straight, I'll just let him go. Instead, I'll try and defend from George Russell behind as we get a bit sideways there into the entry of that corner. Let's just focus on getting a good exit. Here we go then. Let's let Gasly go. I won't make the half for him. I'll go to the left-hand side so he can take the racing line. I'm going to also have to defend now. I'll turn the engine up to stay in front of Russell. We're going to box him in. Bit of Williams teamwork here. Russell turning in. He's going to look for the move. Very aggressive and good racing from George Russell here. We're going to have to respond. Gasly doesn't have DRS, so I've got to try and push past it. I've got to go for the re-overtake because we can't let Russell get past.
Box this lap, please.
There we go, good racing. And Gasly does get in front of George Russell once again with that move. Had to do that, but I didn't want to cost Gasly time, but Russell was making it tricky for us. So I had to put myself amongst it, and I had DRS and Gasly didn't, so only I could respond. By the way, we're going to pit in now and get out of Gasly's way, and he can get on with it for a couple of laps before he comes in for the soft tire, as we're going to box for a fresh set of mediums. And again, we're going to get the last pit box, so no hold-ups on our end as Gasly stays out for another lap. Into the pit lane we go. Right then, Russell behind us. We should be okay here. If I could get another 1.7, that'd be fantastic. That'd really help us out. Here we go then, it's down to the pit stops and the pit stop cruise. Let's do this.
Go, go, go. You'll be racing on the exit. Go, go, go.
I got lucky there, I missed my gear.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Very fortunate for us there because I missed my gear on pulling out of the pit box, but luckily Russell wasn't close enough, but he's still right on my rear end here, so it's going to be a battle to the finish. Me versus Russell. And obviously Gasly will make himself present again later on once he goes on the soft tyres. It's about pushing now and trying to get a couple of cars between myself and George Russell and create that separation. So let's get after Albon here, try and hunt him down and put him in between myself and George Russell for a couple of laps and try and pull away from the Brit. Just the one car in the pit lane this time, it's the McLaren of Carlos Sainz, I believe. No, it's Kimi Raikkonen. Also going on to the medium tyres. As we're starting to close in on Albon here. Let's try and have a strong first sector and get within DRS. It's going to be close. I'm going to have to really push this brake zone if I want to get Albon's DRS in the back straight here. We've got to really push this. Don't think I've got it. I clipped that curb in an awkward way. Russell's really on my gearbox now. Yeah, we don't have DRS just yet. I'm going to hit the engine at full power. Max revs all the way down the straight. Hopefully we'll have DRS in the second one as Russell gains, but doesn't quite get enough. Bit of a lock up there, but we just get it slowed down. Now we should have DRS on Albon, and that will take the pressure off from Russell behind us. Don't think I've got enough to pass Albon on this straight, so we'll just hang back for now. Oh, here we go, we've got the one. Albon goes defensive though. I've got the engine turned down, hence why I couldn't really get the exit. Here we go. Let's try and get this overtake done. Albon defends into the first corner slightly. A bit of oversteer there, being picked up on the exit. I want to try and get that Haas as well up the road. Let's just hold station here and try and keep Russell behind. Good run through there. Good line. We're going to get DRS here, so we're just going to go down the inside of Albon. We're going to send one up the inside of the hairpin. Albon turning in on us there. Not the cleanest overtake, but we get past. Let's see if we can try and get DRS on Grosjean for the second straight here, using DRS ourselves. This is where we need to try and pull away from Russell and play it tactically. Russell gets past Albon behind us in the meantime. I think we will get DRS on Grosjean here. If I can get the power down. Yes, we do. Am I anywhere near passing him? I don't think I am. I think I'm too far away, unfortunately. We are going to gain a hell of a lot on the straight, but not quite enough. Good stuff so far though, good tactical overtakes. I'm very close to Grosjean here. I thought about going down the inside there, but we'll hang back for now. I might try into the final corner. Gasly pits in. I'm expecting Grosjean to pit in. Yes, he does. So we get released into clean air. As the remaining medium tyre runners pit, personal best again. There's Gasly on soft tyres, leaving the pit exit now. So hopefully he could spoil Russell's party as we retake 8th place. Pressure's mounting though. George Russell's going to really try hard to get past me here, so I've got to try my best to keep him behind. As we pick up a first corner cut there, turning in way too early for that left-hander. The Red Bull is the best car on the grid, so it's going to be tricky, but here we go. Let's try and get our clean exits and use all our engine mode on the straight. Here comes Russell. He's crawling in slowly. We should have enough to stay in front though and keep the racing line here. A bit hot on the brakes, but we just get it slowed down as Gasly starts to gain already on the soft tyre. Good exit out of the second one as well, that's going to help us out. I might get away with a little bit less engine mode on this straight because we've got such a good exit. Yes, we do.
Right, some information on Hamilton. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Okay, that's fantastic. We match our personal best. Norris is pit up to P7, but Hamilton in the Mercedes is struggling and he's just up the road. He's not too far away, so I think we will catch him this race. Depends how long his issues persist for. But he's not far away. Russell still tucked in behind, but Gasly has now joined the party, as has the McLaren behind of Carlos Sainz. So, we have a train forming here. We've just got to do our own thing. Just focus on getting them good exits once again and making sure that we turn the engine up at the right times. George Russell's very close this time though. Closer than last time. I'm going to have to defend the inside line into this brake zone this time round. Russell around the outside. I'm going to put the squeeze on. Russell trying to go through. I'll block him off, but we've had a very compromised exit here. I'm going to be on the back foot once again. Here he comes. As the McLaren goes for a move on Gasly behind. Russell around the outside. We're going to go side by side with the Red Bull driver. We're going to just hold on. And keep P7, minimal contact there, banging tyres. And we stay in front for now, but the pressure is mounting here. Oh, that's not a good exit. Too excited on the power there. I tried a little bit too much. Push the limits. Here comes Gasly. I'm going to try and pull over to give Gasly a slipstream so he can pass Russell. Gasly trying to go the long way round there, but no way past. We're going to block him off.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Gasly makes the move. I'm not going to hold Gasly up here. I'm going to let him go. Show him the long way round. He can get on with his race. Hopefully he can make something happen. Hamilton's struggling up the road. There's a few positions up for grabs. He can maybe even score the extra point for the fastest lap as well on those soft tyres. Also, he's had a pretty miserable time at Williams, scoring very little points, so it'd be good for him to score a few today. I've got a feeling Russell might have issues, or he's got wing damage possibly. I can't quite tell from a distance, but he's struggling to keep up with me now. He's hanging on because of DRS. If I have a strong sector 3, I could drop him, I think. I really could.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Oh my god, Russell's coming at me here with a lot of momentum. He must have been charging up his fuel and battery because he's got a lot of momentum this time. Russell on the outside. I'm going to let him have the inside here. I'm going to go for the switchback and pick up DRS instead. Here we go, let's return the favour. Go to the right hand side, make it a simple move. Here comes the McLaren behind of Raikkonen, I think it is. Russell though, holding it in the brake zone. We're going to go on the outside though and keep him behind us. If that McLaren can make a move on Russell, that'd help me out because he'd probably drop out of DRS. But they just went side by side through one section. Here 2 laps to go. Gasly's got past Hamilton. We're catching him now, we're up next. Russell isn't really challenging that much, to be honest. We're keeping him behind. He's lost a bit of pace lately. Whether that's tyre degradation, tyre overheating by following so closely, who knows. But he's really going for it this time though. He's got the run on me here. He's going to try and go around the outside, but that's not a regular overtaking opportunity or location, as we are starting to struggle on the tyres a little bit as well. Hopefully I can get past Hamilton and put some breathing space between myself and George Russell. Struggling to get the good exit now on the rears. Good thing is we've got a little bit of fuel to deploy, but here comes Russell again. He's got a lot of momentum. Side by side with the Red Bull here into the brake zone. Russell does go around the outside and make it work. We're going to focus on our exit out of here.
1 lap of fuel remaining.
Try and get the re-overtake. He's running a high engine mode, I can tell.
Yellow flag.
Oh no, it's a yellow flag zone. I can't repass. Oh no, that's not good. Will it go green? No, it hasn't. It's still yellow. It's green now, though. There we go. We're going to try and get past. Oh, not again. Not again. Pierre Gasly. Oh, had to avoid.
Corners, the stewards will give you a penalty.
How has that happened again? Pierre Gasly. Wow. He's been so unlucky. The second Williams driver is actually cursed. I really believe it. It keeps happening every single time. Last lap of the race, can we catch Hamilton though? That might have just got Hamilton enough time to stay in front. Good thing is we pulled away from Russell.
They're speeding up again, so I expect they fixed whatever the problem was.
Yep, that's Lewis, so there you go. Forget about it, let's just bring this one home P7. You could argue about the circumstances of the overtake, but you know, given the shenanigans, I think that's more than fair what we did. We had to avoid Gasly, who was in the middle of the racetrack. Here we go then, the fireworks will start to go off now for Max Verstappen, who wins the finale and the last race of Season 2 in the Red Bull car. And we're going to bring home a P7, which, all things considered, is a fantastic result. We didn't have the pace this weekend. I personally struggled massively, and I think I've overachieved, to be honest. Even getting to Q3 was a massive achievement, so no complaints. The car isn't as good as it was a few races ago. Obviously, we struggled due to the lack of improvement to the car, as we have shifted focus to next season. But having said that, I am looking forward to Season 3, but Season 2 was a massive positive. 3 or 4, I believe, race wins. A very good second season, but next season, we're going for the championship. Let's go.
Shame about the result, but I know you gave it everything. We'll come back stronger next time.
Brilliant stuff from Red Bull today. What a superb victory. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
Right, so looking at the final race results, Max Verstappen wins the finale here in Abu Dhabi. Charles Leclerc P2 and picking up the fastest lap of the race for the Ferrari team, ahead of Sebastian Vettel, who runs off the podium in P3. Racing Point P4 with Sergio Perez there, a fantastic result, and they'll be happy with that one. Bottas P5, Hamilton P6, a miserable day at the office for Mercedes to end the season. Even though they won both championships, they won't be happy with how they ended the season. We come home P7, Kimi Raikkonen 8th, Carlos Sainz in 9th, and George Russell in the end finishing 10th place, which was quite surprising. Giovinazzi 11th, Ricciardo 12th, who both Alphas missing out on the points, and then we've got Norris, Kvyat, Hulkenberg, Grosjean, Albon, Stroll, and then Gasly retiring with one lap to go in the other Williams car. Absolutely heartbreaking. And Magnussen also the second retirement of the Grand Prix there in the Racing Point. In terms of the final standings this season, as you can see, we actually finished in 6th place and ultimately don't get that second place that was up for grabs today. We just didn't have the pace. Hamilton in the end, 59 points clear at the top. Max Verstappen P2. Leclerc gets that 3rd place in that battle of 4 cars ahead of Sebastian Vettel. Bottas drops from 3rd to 5th in that race, and he finishes just ahead of us, 10 points ahead. And we have 100 points pretty much over Pierre Gasly, who finished in P7 in the Williams, although he scored all of his points, I believe, or pretty much, except 2 of them, all of the points in the Red Bull car. And then you got Russell there, P10 in the Red Bull as well, scoring a couple of points towards the end of the season when he made his comeback. In terms of the constructor standings, though, you can see Mercedes win by 72 points in the end, and it's a comfortable 4th place for us ahead of Racing Point. So overall, big improvements in Season 2. The car was much, much better. We scored points in every single race except for Italy, I believe, which was fantastic. So a very strong, consistent season. But we now move into Season 3, and upgrades need to be made. And Season 3 has to be the year we win things with Williams. We have to win the championships. The pressure's on. I need to deliver. We need to deliver. Therefore, let's jump into the laptop and let's put some upgrades onto the car.
Nice job this season. You've been performing well, and that's putting us in a strong negotiating position contract-wise. Plus, my 10%'s getting more valuable. So enjoy your break and keep up the good work next year.
Okay, so it's time to renegotiate the contract for next season, and first off we're going to kick things off with a brand new contract. I'm going to go for 10th in qualifying, 8th in race position, first driver and hard team goals. All the contract perks are going to be in level 3. I don't think they'd accept this straight away, but I'm going to try my luck and see if it is good enough.
Our proposal has been accepted. The new contract will take effect from the next race weekend.
Okay, surprisingly that was quite easy. So overall, those are the new goals. We have 4,653 points to spend. And we're currently mid-table, so we need to make some improvements over the winter, so we're going to invest in big upgrades going forward. Now, the aero we're not going to touch because there is a rule change in place. Therefore, if we do buy an upgrade, it's not going to work. I learned my mistake from last season, because last season there was a regulation change for the chassis, and I bought one after Abu Dhabi, and it just didn't arrive in Australia. So we're not going to touch the aerodynamics. We're going to work on other parts of the car. So the chassis is going to be a big investment place of the car. I think it's a place where we can really improve and become the best team. So looking at the options, we've got weight redistribution, we've got tyre wear, we've also got weight reduction, and also brakes. So I'm going to go for tyre wear. I feel like that would help us out, but it doesn't give us any performance. So I'm going to hold on that one for now, and I'm going to invest elsewhere. So if we go back up, actually wait, there we go. Right, so we go back up to weight reduction. We're going to get that one on straight away because that's a big upgrade to get in the car, and that will help us out massively. I want to balance this up by doing some engine upgrades. So looking at the options here, these two kind of are like dead ends. So we're going to invest in both of these here, fuel consumption and ERS. And I'm also going to buy, do I go for these two as well? I'm going to go for these two as well. So more fuel and ERS upgrades. Oh no, we can't do any more. We're maxed out. Okay, never mind. So we've got 1,500 points still to spend. Now, I've got a dilemma here. I could go for a chassis upgrade, or I could really improve the durability, and I do want to improve the durability of the car. So we are going to invest here and make a few tweaks to the parts of the car that haven't had any upgrades yet. So there we go, a couple of durability upgrades, and overall it's going to be a well-rounded upgrade package. It should take us to at least 2nd place alongside Ferrari, possibly alongside Red Bull, and we've protected the entire aerodynamics. So we're looking good for next season, guys, and overall I feel confident that we can have a strong package, but hopefully that does come true. I don't want to jinx it, and hopefully over the winter we do make some big strides and really improve as a team. But guys, that is going to be it for Season 2 of Career Mode here today. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, and also get subscribed if you are new for daily Formula 1 content, and also turn on notifications to not miss any videos from me, and also finally check out the YouTube videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching this season of Career Mode, and I'll see you guys very soon for the start of Season 3 in Melbourne, Australia. But until then, it's goodbye from me.